Hello, hello. Here we are coming to you from a different time and place. Well, not a different time and place, just a different time.
Different time. Same place, different time. Sorry.
Yeah. You know, Brandy's in testing season, so there's all kinds of weird stuff going on with that.
It's not my most favorite time of the year.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I didn't have to worry about anything after school like you are with testing season, but you guys in Florida, we know you guys do some interesting things there. So.
Well, it's not necessarily just in Florida. It's the difference between teaching middle school / high school versus elementary school. Like
Yeah.
y'all don't have to do like a boot camp because, number one, you had the same kids all day long.
Our high schoolers and middle schoolers didn't have boot camps.
Well, I don't know what their teachers were doing to try to make sure that they were prepared for that test.
We teach every day. That's when
we teach every day too, but we teach every day too. It's just there is more standards. Like they were supposed to shorten how many standards that they had, so that you could, instead of shotgunning it, you could teach more in depth. And then they came back later and said, well, we feel like there's not enough standards now, that they're just not getting enough. We're not being competitive with the rest of the world. So we need more standards. So we're back to, and plus, I'm at a disadvantage since, they didn't receive that instruction from, the beginning from someone else that was supposed to do it. But anyway.
Anyhow, we don't really do a whole lot of that extra teaching outside of our school hours. We don't do that. So anyhow, yeah. All right. So who's here? Karen's here, and Catherine is here, and Sherry, and Michelle, and Shannon, and Marion's here, and Lynn. And that's about it, I guess.
See, look, Shannon says their 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers do boot camp. See? Mm-hmm.
Never ever done a boot camp. Nobody I know, no teacher I know in our district has ever done a boot camp. So
yeah, we've done it everywhere for every testing that comes up. The thing is that I hate testing.
I'll tell you why. It's because last minute cramming for a test and teaching to a test is not what you're supposed to do. And our district does not believe in that, so we don't do that.
Yeah, see, us teachers don't want that to happen because we'd like to actually teach. But, if you want a job here in the state of Florida and you're not grandfathered in, then when your boss says this is what you're going to do, and the higher up say this is what you're going to do, well, then that's what you have to do.
See, that's another one of those things that just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't compute in my brain that you don't have a job all the time. Like, we don't get kicked out. We have to be fired from our job once we're in. And it takes quite a bit of work to get you fired. You have to be really incompetent and go through a lot of behavior plans and a lot of work and to lose your job.
No, and instead it's, hey, we don't have enough positions. So then the principal gets to choose which positions that she's going to get rid of. And it does not matter. You could have an outstanding evaluation. You could have the best evaluation. You could have whatever. But when they decide, well, I'm going to get rid of so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, they don't have to have any reason. And in fact, if you ask them, they'll tell you, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to tell you the reason. Because they don't have to.
That is not how it works around here. Not how it works. So.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm waiting on my red letter day and hoping that it's not the red letter. And we'll find out.
Nope. Once you're hired in here, you're hired in. You're guaranteed a job unless you really screw up. You got a job. It might not be in the same building or the same grade or whatever, but you got a job. You're going to have a job.
I wish it worked that way here, but I'm beginning to think Florida is like the only state that's like this. Because Texas is not like this. Michigan's not like this. Everywhere else. Oh.
Nope.
So yeah, we just have to. You can't say no. You can't say no, or at least not if you want to. Make sure that
I
have to stay on the good side of the.
I could say no to lots of things.
No, got to stay on that good side. Got to prove that you're worthy, and I just hope that I have. So we'll see.
I didn't have to play those games, thank God. Anyhow, I just finished reading what I needed to read because I didn't get to read much over the weekend. I think, I normally read a little bit Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. It just depends, And of course, I read one night over the weekend, because, I was at the retreat. So I didn't have much time to read. So I got caught up on Sunday night and Monday night, and I had just a little bit to go today. So
I finally started reading it at 11 o'clock last night. Read for about 45 minutes. And then I got all the way to chapter 12, to the end of chapter 12. So I read chapter 13. Well, no, I take it back. I read 12 and 13 this morning and read 14 this afternoon. So really good.
I don't read that fast. I don't read that fast.
Yeah, I can't help it. I get interested now. Only time I don't read that fast. Well, actually, I take that back, because if I'm not interested, I read even faster, because I just skip through and get the important parts, and the rest of it just go.
Just move.
I don't care. I mean, with the book I'm currently reading, like I said, when it got into too much of the heavy petty, I just skimmed. Okay, there's not anything interesting.
You're talking about Zodiac Academy.
I'm getting close to the end. We are.
A whole bunch of people at the retreat were talking about Zodiac Academy.
But here's what doesn't make any sense to me. So there's this book I'm reading now and one more book to go. And they've decided on this book, once again, it is now a retelling of the first book from the other people's perspective.
Right.
I mean, yeah, and we are learning stuff that we didn't know, and especially it's kind of weird knowing everything we know how it ends up.
So you only have one book to go after this one, and the series is done?
One book to go after this one, and then the series is done.
So you're further along than the ladies at the retreat were. They're like, how many books are there?
12, I think.
Yeah, they're like at 7 and 8, and they're like right in the middle.
Oh, they're almost to the part of the pissy offness, the ones that you want to throw across the room.
They're at that point. They're already mad about some stuff.
You just want to. It has finally come to where the last book did what it needed to do, but so that's why I don't understand why there were any more books after that. We got our conclusion that we wanted, but now, I mean, they even went so far. I've never seen this before. You know how usually you have like an epilogue?
Mm-hmm.
They did like a 5 years later, 10 years. I mean, like we got to see their whole lifeline pretty much at the very end.
Gone way out already, huh?
Right. So I don't understand this one is now the retelling of the first book from the heir's perspective. Okay. Which is interesting now that we know how everything turns out. And then the final book, I'm like, what the heck could this final book be? Like, what? Huh?
Maybe it's a reunion.
I don't know. It's because
you will find out.
Because the title of the book makes me go, what are we going to learn what his punishment is later? I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. We're here at the end. So
guess you'll
rereading from another perspective.
There you go.
So what genre is growing on you, Shannon?
I would assume that the romance books. I don't know. Because
I don't know
right now, right?
Shannon, what's your genre? What's your favorite genre then? Are you? I know what mine is, but we all know what mine is.
I have got to say that this part of the book, I'm just like, why are you being a dick? I'm like, Why are you being a dick? Come
And he's
on.
doing it purposely.
I mean, we know you're not Mr. Jolly Go Sunshiny boy, but now you're just being a hurtful jerk. But he's also being a hurtful jerk because he's feeling things. And he ain't supposed to be feeling things because this is an arranged, paid for marriage that's going to get him what he needs. And
Right. It's supposed to be a marriage on paper and like convenience.
yeah.
But that means he's being a dick on purpose.
Yeah.
And
well, he has to because he has to fight the little things going on inside of him that he's like.
Well, she's fighting it too, but boy, him being a buddy head to her is kind of helping a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sort of. Until he has to take her dress off her or cut her dress off her, and then she's
I can't believe he had to cut it off.
Oh God, why are you touching me? Oh, he's touching me. He's touching me. Ah, he's touching me.
But see, every time like she was about to give in to her baser needs. Yep. And then he had to do the mean thing. And it's like, well,
Yep, they do. You're right, Shannon. They've got some urges. They got urges and they're
there.
They're both trying to avoid them. But I don't think either one of them really can because it keeps popping up. I thought for sure there's been a few times that something was going to happen. Like somebody was just going to be like, fine, just fine, And they had to kiss. Too, but they had to kiss at their wedding.
Oh, and he wasn't going to. He was just going to do that little. What was that
little peck over there? Like, oh, well.
But everybody, since he turned her away from everybody, it was going to be like this little, look like it was. And then she was like, "That's not really a kiss," and he was just like, "Really?"
Okay, well, pow. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he likes her mama.
Oh my gosh. Can you believe what they did to him? The way they treated him when he was there and that food and peppered him up and
wanted to see him sweat for more than just interrogation.
Yeah. Funny. So, I mean, her family's being nice to him. And of course, his family's being just jerks to her. But
well, except Cal. Cal's her best friend.
Right. And now she wants to she wants to go hang out with the other couple, like, hey, let's go to dinner with them and I thought the brothers got along better than they are in this book.
I did. I did too. I mean, although I want to say in the last book, it felt like Rowan was closer to Cal. I think Cal's just the nicer one of all of them. Right. And he didn't have as much. He didn't seem to have as much contact with Declan, and now we see why. Because Declan, I think, is just a butthead of the family.
Is it just because he's mad at Rowan because Rowan didn't come back and Rowan stayed? Is he just mad at him now?
I think he's mad at him because he feels like Rowan is like throwing away everything that they've been trying to work for, and letting their dad get a little bit more of a upper hand.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they used to get along better and now he's just pissed off at him. I don't know. What do you think?
I think Declan has a lot of issues where if he feels that if he showed any good, nice side, he'd be taken advantage of. And he'll be danged and determined if he's going to be taken advantage of. But he seemed like he was pretty close to their mother, though. And is it because, is Declan the oldest?
I don't know their order. I really don't.
I want to say Declan's the oldest out of them, all of them.
I don't know.
Thank you. I can't get the flip
Oh boy, here we go.
Sorry, I apologize. Oh God. Oh, I hate when you cough so hard that the little gold thingies flick in your eyes. It looks like you got confetti going around you.
Oh, okay.
You never had that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh my God. You've never. Oh, okay. I know I cannot be the only one that when I cough too hard, I get basically what looks like gold sparkles. I swear that whole thing of seeing stars, but I see stars is I've coughed so hard that it's, yeah.
Nope, I don't think I've ever had that happen.
Oh, it's not fun. It's not fun.
Never had that happen. Anyhow, so my guess is that now that, they're living together, in the house together, and they're going to have more proximity all the time. And,
I think someone's going to lose control.
well, of course, somebody, that's going to
Which one do you think is going? I feel like he's going to lose control
It's
first.
going to be him. It'll be him. Yeah, it'll be him. She won't do it. He's done pissed her off enough that she's like, no, I know my place. I know my place. You put me in my place. I get it. How could I have forgotten? Nope. It'll be him.
It's going to be him. But question is he going to, because I thought we were going to have one book where they got together because they were pissed off and it was rage filled. It didn't get rage filled, but I don't know. There's a possibility with this one.
Oh yeah.
There's a possibility with this one.
I mean,
thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet.
He's gonna break. He's gonna break, and
but I feel like even when he breaks, I feel like when he falls, he's gonna. I think he's already falling, and he just doesn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not entertaining the fact of what his heart and his head are very clearly trying to tell him, because he obviously cared about her from beginning, because she's the only one that's managed to deal with his Krabby Patty butt.
Yes,
for as long as
she's worked with him closely for how long now, and she knows how he is, and she's able to just kind of let the crabby part go and do what she needs to do, and just
and don't you find it interesting that he also usually when you have a boss secretary relationship like that, like the secretary knows everything about the boss, but the boss doesn't know much about the secretary. But he seems to know what she dislikes, because when they were, what was it? They were at that I guess the engagement party, or the whatever, the not engagement party, the rehearsal dinner. And someone else was like, yeah, she likes this, she likes flowers or something like that. And he knew very well that she didn't, because she was like, God, I hate that he knows exactly what I hate.
Right.
And I'm like, so he's been paying attention to what she likes and what she doesn't like. And that's not normal.
They work together. So, I mean, they work together closely. So he knows a lot about her.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of bosses, even if you've got a secretary that works closely with you, the bosses are usually so caught up when they don't have any kind of inkling towards the secretary. They're so caught up in their business, and they just want the secretary to run what they need to. They don't really pay attention to what the secretary likes or doesn't like.
She's more than a secretary to him.
That's what I'm saying. He's already gone into that. He's already gone into that space of paying attention to things she likes and doesn't like. So he's already, as she said, she thought they were friends.
Right.
And that's why she's put up with him and doing this to make his dream come true, because they're friends. And he says, we'll never be friends.
But maybe not.
I think he wants more than friends.
Well, I'm certain that he does.
We did read one by Abby Jimenez. I don't remember the name of it.
I think we read a couple of hers. Say You'll Remember Me, I think, is her newest one that just came out recently.
So do you think they're going to lose control in this next section, or someone's going to lose control in this next section? Because the heat's building up faster than it did in the first one.
Maybe.
That they're having a lot more touching sessions.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
If not in this next little part, definitely the next one. It's not going to take too long because
Yeah, I feel like it's building up faster
because
than the
something's
other
got to
one.
happen here pretty soon because now they're married, the arrangement's done, they're living together. So where else is the story going to go at this point?
Actually, I take that back. It was kind of, well, he kissed her really fast at the other one.
Yeah.
But then it took him a while. Then it took him a while to do the thing.
Remember last week when I told you what our next section started with?
Yeah.
You know, where he starts right out because it's his chapter. You know, I acted like a dick last night. And he knows he did.
I think he's going to be dissecting exactly
and then
what
it says, the way I presented myself at my wedding was the first misstep in a series of regrets because I couldn't handle my feelings. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna come. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. I would be surprised if it doesn't happen in this next part we read.
It's gotta be the next one.
Maybe not full blown, you know, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of stuff, but something.
I feel like there's gonna be something. There's gonna be either a declaration. There's gonna be feelings are going to have to be encountered.
Mm-hmm.
Feelings are going to be encountered.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. I believe that.
And I think she's going to start reconsidering, you know, because originally the whole baby part was not going to come because of, you know, them two, the old fashioned way. It was going to be through science.
Through science.
And I think chemistry is going to happen, and it ain't going to be the other kind of chemistry.
I don't know something else is going to happen too, I think, because, you know, when I planned out the next where we're stopping and whatnot, and of course I read the first sentence of the next part and it says, since Iris is unable to hold a phone herself, I'm tasked with typing everything she dictates. And I'm like, why can't Iris hold the phone? What's going on? Why?
All right, so where is Iris? What is our assignment?
What is your assignment?
What is our assignment?
Is to read the next section.
I'm going, and just where would this next section end?
When he says, since Iris is unable to hold the phone.
Mandy, I swear to God. I ain't gonna remember that crap. Tell me I need chapter number.
Oh, Lynn says no science projects will be needed. Lynn, have you read this book? Just gotta know. Well, before I tell you, I was at the retreat and somebody, I don't remember who it was, they were behind on Fourth Wing. They were behind. And they let me know, who was this? They let me know that they had not only caught up, but they were now in book 3. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, that one's kind of hard to not get sucked into because it's good. It's a good series.
All right. We're stopping at chapter 23. Do not read.
Okay, so
chapter 23.
Do not read 23?
No, do not.
So read 22, don't read 23.
Don't
okay.
Read. Yep.
I apologize. I'm not feeling so great.
Don't read 23. You got it?
I got it. I know what to not do.
Know what to not do.
I know what to not do.
You don't probably get pictures with your chapters, do you?
Mm-mm.
Because the chapters, you know, one is his chapter and then her chapter and his chapter and her chapter. So look at the little picture is like, here's a suit, no head, just a suit.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't get that.
So that's his chapter. And then her chapters are just the wedding dress with no head.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just have their name and the chapter number all in black.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing.
All right. We're getting ready. Getting to it.
Yep. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Are you gonna go throw up or something? What are you doing? Oh yeah, you are. Oh, well, why don't you just go throw up then?
Well, I was trying to stay till I need, to the end.
Oh, I will avoid starting to throw up at any cost. Any cost.
I'm trying not to, but you know how it does the water thing in your mouth?
No, nope, I won't do it. I just won't do it.
So I'm fighting it, but it's not being a winning battle, I don't think right now. And stomach is gurgling. So
Oh boy. All right. Well, you have fun with that. I wish you luck with all that.
thank you. Thank you.
God.
Wish me luck. Send me healing prayers. Maybe it'll stop.
Yeah,
It's just because of all the fluid or phlegm, I think, is what's happening,
probably. Go eat some food. It'll probably make it settle down.
All right. Well,
Alrighty.
thank you. I'm going to go ahead and head out.
Okay.
Love
We
you
will
guys.
see you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.